As a Toronto Sun photographer, I've covered a wide variety of topics, but there's one story that's captivated me for nearly 2 decades. I want you to meet Emmy Simmons and her family. I'm their greatest fan.
Emmy was born without myelin, the white matter of the brain. Also, parts of her brain didn't form properly, and as a result of that, she's blind, brain injured, severely delayed, severely disabled, unable to creep, crawl, sit or walk or talk. But she hears perfectly well, and she's full of joyous animation. Okay, so Emmy's going to swing her carpets. Are you ready, Emmy? 1, 2, 3. Choices basically leave her there because she wouldn't survive, or bring her home, which is what we decided to do.
When Julie first told me this story, I think I cried every time I thought of it. How could her parents go to a hospital and have this small child with jet black hair and rosy red cheeks? Hold them. You can leave this child here, she will never become anything. Or you can take her home and stimulate her. What would you do?
Well, it's 24/7 commitment. It's every 4-hour feeding session, which takes about an hour and a half. It's therapy, range of motion activities, hygiene, disimpacting. Emmy is unable to void or excrete herself, so that's got to be accomplished by procedures. It's dealing with seizure activity, it's dealing with her scoliosis she has. It's a lot of lifting back and forth. Well, you talk about emergency situations, that could be a seizure at night. So when Emmy goes into seizure mode, you just operate on adrenaline. You don't think, you don't get stressed, you just do. You get her through the seizure. It's normally a grand mal seizure. There's either 2 or 3 of us around doing that. You get her through that. She's exhausted when she comes out of it. You're exhausted, but she gives you that beautiful little smile. And then whenever she's able to turn her head, which is normally about 10 minutes later, you settle her down, you settle down, take a breath, and keep going. She, we've experienced lots of wonderful people as a result of dealing with Emmy's condition. We've managed to pursue a few medical breakthroughs, which has been very rewarding.
So here's a family that already takes care of a child 24/7. They start the Canadian Myelin Research Initiative. The money went to research at Harvard and University of British Columbia, and through that research they've managed to help people with MS and neurological diseases. So if it wasn't for Emmy, if Emmy didn't live, none of this would have happened. Her older sister Alex, a girl that is mature beyond her age because of her life with her little sister. She's always been there for her. For instance, she went to the University of Toronto and she was getting her 4-year English degree. Well, it took her 6 years because she took 2 years off to take care of her little sister. She feels that her little sister is someone who's just that. She doesn't look at her sister as a child with disabilities. Plays the piano for her, they read books together, they play video games together. She just looks at her sister as someone who's trying to navigate, as she said in her words, navigate through life in a way that she does with ease.
We're going to shout, Veronica, will you please take a video of the parents? Yeah!
For the last 2 decades, I slip in and out of their lives, and it never changes. Emmy grows, she becomes stronger. I just don't understand at this point why anybody would get upset over somebody cutting you off in traffic, for instance. They're just, you've really got to think about this one.
And that's what you do. And you have the church with this theme, and what with the bells string? Ding, 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 with the bells, Jane, that's right.
They had a teacher come in, they set up a home classroom, And I was there. I watched that child who has no myelin, who is not supposed to be able to make connections. She would point to the colors, be able to add. They had a technique that they call hand over hand, and she learned how to write her name. These were miracles, really. It's got that wow factor of a great piece of artwork or reading a good novel or going to a movie and that same feeling you get when you leave the movie theater. Oh, and it makes you think. Well, they always make you think.
The initial years we had to fight for status to get her a special treatment in the hospital, for schooling, for the services that she required. But you think with the billions of dollars that were coming into the government that they would allow an appropriate amount for the disabled, because in all honesty they didn't ask to come into the world this way.
Comes to other families with disabilities, if I was queen, I would give them everything. I think they should just be given all the help and all the support they can get, because when you think about it, what is more important than a family unit? And if you have a child with a disability, that's much harder than anybody else's family, so help them.
She just can lift your spirits by just smiling. She's very cognitive inside that little trapped body.